Hi, everybody. Today we're going to talk about truth, difficult subject, big subject, one of the things that people will talk about and never arrive at a conclusion. But let's start this way. I was in a bar. Two women came and sat down next to me and began talking with each other about the men in their lives and how bad they were, the men who had been in their lives and were no longer. And before long, I couldn't resist and I butted in. And I said, well, tell me this. What would this perfect guy be if you could find him? And they said, a unicorn. Ha. Now, that's a pretty good joke, actually. But I couldn't leave it alone. I couldn't forget about it, at least. And so over the months since then, I've thought to myself, are there any unicorns? Probably, but more likely there are unicorns in training. There are men out there, there are women out there who want to be better. So what's better is always going to be a matter of opinion. But let's come back to our word for the day. The word for the day is truth. Now, what's true? Is it a piece of information? Is it an unassailable fact? Or is it something a little more ephemeral and yet unyielding and enduring? Is it the thing, the possible one thing, or anything that doesn't change? If something is true, it's never going to change. So that's what we're going to look for, is that thing or that quality that's unchanging. So how does a person approach that? They're not going to find a piece of information and suddenly be in possession of truth and be able to say it to all the girls in the bar and impress them, but they can aspire to the truth. They can pledge allegiance to the truth such that their minds and their hearts are open to be taught. And that means that they're always going to recognize something higher than their own heads. Now, this is suddenly looking suspicious. It's looking like we're talking about something spiritual, something up above, and we are. Interesting enough, Scripture talks about God as being truth. Among the other qualities, God is love, God is truth. And so, God would be that which never changes. Although we can't identify exactly who God is, of course, where God is, but we can say that God never changes, God's all around. But most importantly, we can say that we're very interested in being like God, knowing God, aspiring to truth. Now that would be our unicorn. He's not going to have a horn coming out of his head. Hopefully that would sort of defeat the image anyway. But there are people, and you'll find them every day, who want to know the truth, who are willing to pledge allegiance to the truth. They may not tell you, but we hurt for lack of it. Everyone hurts because there's something in our hearts, that wants to be aligned with the unyielding, the unchanging, something that we can depend on. And in the process, becoming someone that others can depend on. That would be our unicorn. That would be the man or woman who we would like in our lives as a friend, as a lover, family members, all the constellation of acquaintances and people in our lives. We want unicorns. We want men and women who aspire to the truth. We want men and women who love God. Love God. That just sounds so squishy nowadays, but now we really do want someone who is willing to recognize that which is above their own head. And that's godness, that's spirituality, and that's our goal. Thank you. We'll see what we can find to talk about next time.